presidential candidates, a phenomenon that has taken even seasoned political analysts by surprise. A growing grassroots movement born on the internet to elect a virtual unknown to the highest office in the country. It began on a popular online chat site where Diana Falzone, a former Maxim model, hosts a weekly talk show.
It all started as a joke. Somebody called in and said, hey, I've got this great friend who could be president. And I thought, you know what, we have access to a lot of people, so why not see if we can make it happen?
But no one could have anticipated what happened next. What began as a joke turned into a groundswell of popular support for a candidate nobody had ever heard of.
All of a sudden, literally thousands of people were chatting and texting in to support this random person who they didn't even know for president. And I thought, what have we started here?
What they had started was what political analysts are now calling a massive nationwide political movement.
We may be witnessing an historically unprecedented situation where an unknown candidate poses a tangible threat to Republican and Democratic candidates in this contest.
Across the country, people from all walks of life are making an extraordinary show of support for a candidate who, so far, no one has ever seen. How about you ladies? Who are you voting for?
Would you like me to show you?
Sure. Oh. Okay. Looks like this is one candidate who's coming up from behind.
Hello, my name's Lyle Nolan, and I have a dream. That dream is a $425,000 stimulus to you. The recent U.S. $700 billion bailout could equal a $425,000 payment to you. $85 billion is 12% of $700 billion. The U.S. government recently gave AIG Insurance Company $85 billion. If $85 billion is good for the insurance company bailout, I'm in favor of an $85 billion citizen bailout. With $700 billion going into the economy, our current buying power of our U.S. dollar will deflate. We need the income to offset inflation. To make the math simple, let's assume that there are 200 million bona fide U.S. citizens 18 plus. Our population is about 301 million, counting every man, woman, and child. So 200 million might be a fair stab at adults 18 and up. So let's divide 200 million adults, 18 plus, into $85 billion. That equals $425,000 by using just 12% of the $700 billion that the recent bailout was. Note, $1 billion is 1,000 million, and 1 trillion is a million. The plan is to give $425,000 to every 18 plus person as a we deserve it dividend. Of course, it would not be tax-free, so let's assume a tax rate of 30%. Every individual 18 plus has to pay $127,500 in taxes. That sends $25.5 billion right back to Uncle Sam. But it means that every adult 18 plus has $297,500 in their pocket. A husband and wife, $595,000. What would you do with $297,500 to $595,000 in your family? Well, you could pay off your mortgage, housing crisis solved. Repay college loans, what a great boost to our new grads. Put away money for college, it'll be there. You could save it in the bank, that creates money to loan to entrepreneurs. You could buy a new car, create jobs, invest in the market. Capital drives growth. You can pay for your parents' medical insurance. Health care improves. Remember, this is for every adult U.S. citizen 18 plus, including the folks who lost their jobs. So if you're going to redistribute wealth, let's really do it, instead of trickling out a puny little economic stimulus that we've recently had. October 6, 2008, we bailed out one insurance company at a taxpayer cost of $85 billion. So why not bail out every adult citizen 18 plus? We deserve it, don't we? We will need it to keep up with inflation. As for the bailout companies at Wall Street, insurance, banking industry, liquidate them. Sell off their parts. Let the entity go back to being themselves. Sell off their real estate and other holdings. Let the private sector bargain hunters cut it up, clean it up. Here's my rationale. We deserve it and they don't. Sure, it's a crazy idea, but it might work. What are they doing now? It's not working. Imagine the coast-to-coast block factory. How do you spell economic boom? I trust my fellow adult Americans to know how to use the $85 billion. Remember, again, that's just 12% of the recent $700 billion bailout. This is a we deserve it dividend. We deserve it more than the geniuses on Wall Street, insurance companies, banks, or in Washington, D.C. They already have their millions of dollars in salaries and bonuses. And remember, the plan only really costs $15.5 billion because $25.5 billion returned instantly to Uncle Sam and taxes. So more information, visit us at the website worldpeaceflag.org. In the lower left-hand corner, click on 425K for you. World Peace Flag Organization is a U.S. nonprofit. We've been around since '96, helping to feed, provide clean water, housing, and medical concerns for children. No one since our inception has received a salary. Our volunteers, we are an all-volunteer team. In fact, as in our bylaws, it's written that when salaries are to begin, no one will receive more than $500 in weekend salary. Thanks for joining us on this make-believe trip, or is it? I'd like to conclude something with a little lighthearted. There's some recent news out of Washington regarding Christmas, just in off the internet. The Supreme Court there has just recently ruled that there cannot be a nativity scene in Washington, D.C. this Christmas. And it's not because of any religious or constitutional reason. They simply have not been able to find 3 wise men and a virgin in the nation's capital. There was no problem, however, finding enough asses to fill the stables, they tell me. So hopefully all is well with you. Until we meet one day, peace, love, and joy.